But I was absolutely determined that it was going to be as near a secret as possible on the actual day. That was my ambition.
A queen abandoned the world's rarest sapphire. A princess received the same ring twice. One ring was ripped from a tiara during exile. Another was bought from a store catalog, outraging royalty. And one ring was given up by a heartbroken brother so his sibling could propose. These aren't just engagement rings. They're loaded with scandal, sacrifice, and secrets the palace tried to bury. What you're about to discover will change everything you thought you knew about royal romance.
It was out there and in a very private lodge, and it was very romantic. And
The British royal family has long captivated the world with its traditions, ceremonies, and of course, its spectacular jewelry. Among the most fascinating pieces in royal history are engagement rings, each one carrying its own story of love, duty, and sometimes even controversy. These aren't just expensive baubles. They're symbols that connect generations, preserve memories, and occasionally challenge royal conventions. Let's explore 5 of the most remarkable engagement rings from British royal history, starting with some that belong to the older generation of royals. When Prince Albert, Duke of York, decided he wanted to marry Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, things didn't go smoothly at first. In fact, she turned him down twice before finally accepting his proposal. What eventually won her over was partly the man himself, but also an absolutely stunning engagement ring that demonstrated just how much thought he'd put into this union. The centerpiece was a Kashmir sapphire, which any jewelry expert will tell you is among the rarest and most valuable sapphires in the world. These stones are known for their distinctive velvety blue color and exceptional clarity, qualities that made Elizabeth's sapphire truly extraordinary. The ring was designed with 2 diamonds flanking the central sapphire, and both Elizabeth and Albert personally selected these stones from Bertram & Company, a prestigious jeweler in Mayfair. What many people don't know is that the ring actually had to be completely remade after the initial design. The original setting didn't quite capture the dramatic beauty of the sapphire, so adjustments were made to ensure the stone could truly shine without compromising the fit on Elizabeth's finger. She wore this magnificent ring for the first time on January 20th, 1923, when she was formally welcomed into the royal family at Sandringham. As she greeted Queen Alexandra, Queen Maud of Norway, and Empress Maria of Russia, the sapphire caught the light and announced her new status to the world. Yet here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Years later, after becoming queen consort, Elizabeth actually stopped wearing this extraordinary sapphire ring regularly. She replaced it with a different piece, a diamond and pearl ring that became her signature. The question that has puzzled royal watchers for decades is why she would set aside one of the world's rarest sapphires. Some suggest it was simply a matter of personal preference as her style evolved. Others believe it had deeper symbolic meaning related to her role as queen. The sapphire ring still exists in the royal collection, but its story remains one of the more intriguing mysteries in royal jewelry history. Princess Anne holds a unique distinction in the royal family. She's the only royal to have received not 1, but 2 sapphire engagement rings, and both tell fascinating stories about her character and choices. The first came in 1973, when Mark Phillips, an accomplished Olympic equestrian, proposed to her. Phillips chose a classic and elegant design featuring a deep blue oval sapphire, surrounded by 2 sparkling diamonds. The ring was secretly commissioned from Garrard, the official royal jeweler at the time, and crafted from rare Welsh gold, which has been a tradition for royal wedding rings since the Queen Mother's wedding in 1923. What makes this engagement particularly interesting is how private Anne and Mark kept it initially. They didn't announce their engagement to the public for over a month after he proposed, only revealing the news when royal protocol and upcoming official duties made it necessary. This preference for privacy would become a hallmark of Anne's approach to her personal life throughout her royal career. Nearly 2 decades later, a second engagement ring appeared on Anne's finger. After her divorce from Mark Phillips, she married Commander Timothy Lawrence in 1992, a man she'd met through his service on the royal yacht Britannia. Lawrence gave her a cabochon-cut sapphire ring with 3 small diamonds on each side. Unlike her first wedding, which was a grand televised affair at Westminster Abbey, her second marriage was a quiet ceremony in Scotland, away from media attention and palace formality. The fact that Anne chose sapphires for both her engagement rings isn't accidental. In royal symbolism and traditional gemstone meanings, sapphires represent wisdom, loyalty, and protection. These are qualities that Anne has consistently demonstrated throughout her life, both in her royal duties and personal conduct. She's known for being one of the hardest-working members of the royal family, often completing hundreds of engagements each year without seeking publicity or recognition. Her choice of cabochon sapphires, which have a smooth, rounded surface rather than faceted cuts, also reflects her practical, no-nonsense approach to royal life. While other royals might prefer flashier, more brilliant cut stones, Anne's preference for the understated elegance of cabochon cuts perfectly matches her reputation for being unfussy and focused on substance over style. Before Queen Elizabeth became the monarch who would reign for over 70 years, she was simply Princess Elizabeth, a young woman in love. When Prince Philip proposed to her, he didn't have much money or access to the crown jewels. What he did have was ingenuity, love, and a family heirloom that would become one of the most meaningful engagement rings in modern royal history. Philip designed the ring himself, working with jewelers to create a 3-carat solitaire diamond surrounded by 10 smaller diamonds. The extraordinary part of this story is where those diamonds came from. Philip took them from a tiara that had belonged to his mother, Princess Alice of Battenberg. This wasn't just any tiara. Alice had worn it during some of the most difficult periods of her life, including her family's exile from Greece. By dismantling his mother's tiara to create Elizabeth's engagement ring, Philip was quite literally transforming painful history into a symbol of hope and new beginnings. The craftsmanship and sentiment behind this ring make it priceless, though experts have estimated its monetary value at somewhere between £150,000 and £250,000. Philip was so thoughtful about using these family diamonds that he even had some of the leftover stones set into a matching bracelet for Elizabeth, which she wore frequently throughout her reign and can be seen in numerous official portraits and photographs from state banquets. What happened to this ring after the Queen's death in 2022 remains unknown to the public. Royal jewelry can be buried with its owner, passed down to heirs, or kept in the royal collection. The palace has not disclosed what became of this deeply personal piece, and that silence adds another layer to its already rich story. In 1981, Lady Diana Spencer made a choice that would shock the royal establishment and set the tone for how she would navigate her role in the monarchy. When Prince Charles proposed, he presented her with a selection of engagement rings from Gerard. Rather than choosing a custom-designed piece or a family heirloom, Diana selected a ring that was actually available in the jeweler's catalog. Any member of the public with enough money could theoretically purchase the same design. The ring featured a 12-carat oval Ceylon sapphire, surrounded by 14 solitaire diamonds, all set in 18-carat white gold. It cost £28,000 at the time, which was certainly expensive, but far from the most valuable option available to her. Some members of the royal family and aristocratic circles criticized this choice, calling it too common for a future Princess of Wales. But Diana loved it, and she had her reasons. The sapphire's deep blue color matched her striking blue eyes, creating a visual connection that made the ring feel uniquely hers. Additionally, the design echoed a sapphire and diamond brooch that Prince Albert had given to Queen Victoria in 1840 as a wedding gift. That historical piece was known to symbolize deep devotion and marital love, giving Diana's choice an unexpected connection to royal romantic tradition. Diana wore this ring throughout her marriage, and notably, she continued wearing it even after her separation and divorce from Charles. It remained on her finger until her death in 1997. After the tragedy, her sons were allowed to choose keepsakes from her jewelry collection. William selected her Cartier watch, while Harry chose the iconic sapphire engagement ring. Years later, when William was ready to propose to Catherine Middleton, Harry made a remarkable gesture. He offered to give William the ring so that their mother's memory could be part of William's engagement. This act of brotherly love meant Harry gave up his most precious keepsake so that Kate could wear the ring that billions of people around the world had come to associate with Princess Diana. Today, the ring is estimated to be worth between $400,000 and $500,000, though its emotional and historical value is truly incalculable. It represents Diana's independent spirit, the brothers' bond, and a connection across generations. When King Charles proposed to Camilla Parker Bowles in 2005, he chose a ring with deep family significance. The piece had belonged to his beloved grandmother, the Queen Mother, a woman he was exceptionally close to throughout his life. This wasn't just about giving Camilla a beautiful ring. It was about connecting her to the family history and signaling his grandmother's importance in his life. The ring is an Art Deco masterpiece, featuring a 5-carat emerald-cut diamond at its center, flanked by 6 baguette-cut diamonds running down each side of the platinum band. Experts have estimated its value at around $288,000. The emerald cut, also known as a step cut, creates a hall of mirrors effect that emphasizes the diamond's clarity and gives it an elegant, sophisticated appearance, quite different from the brilliant sparkle of round-cut stones. Gerard, the same jeweler who created Princess Diana's sapphire ring, originally crafted this piece. The Art Deco style, with its geometric lines and emphasis on symmetry, was popular in the 1920s and 1930s, which helps date the ring's creation to that era. What many people don't realize is that this ring likely has an even deeper history. Some royal historians believe it was originally a gift from King George VI to the Queen Mother, possibly given after his coronation. If true, that would mean the ring accompanied the Queen Mother through some of Britain's most challenging periods, including World War II and the decades of social change that followed. By giving this ring to Camilla, Charles was making a statement about continuity, family bonds, and his respect for the traditions his grandmother represented. For Camilla, wearing a ring that belonged to one of the most beloved figures in 20th century British royal history carries both honor and weight. Princess Margaret's engagement story is one of romance, artistry, and deliberate secrecy. When Anthony Armstrong Jones proposed to her, he didn't do it in front of cameras or at a grand royal occasion. Instead, the proposal happened quietly at a property called Whitcomb Manor, away from the public eye and palace protocol. What made this moment even more special was the ring itself, which Armstrong Jones had personally designed with Margaret specifically in mind. The centerpiece was a ruby, a gemstone that has held deep significance in royal circles for centuries. Rubies are traditionally associated with passion, protection, and power. For Margaret, whose middle name was Rose, Anthony created something truly unique. He designed the ring to resemble a blooming flower, with the vivid ruby at its heart surrounded by a delicate halo of diamonds arranged like petals. The result was a ring that looked like a Marguerite daisy, a clever visual pun on Margaret's name that added another layer of personal meaning to the piece. This wasn't a ring chosen from a royal vault or selected from a jeweler's existing collection. It was a work of art created specifically for Margaret by a man who understood her personality and style. Armstrong Jones was a photographer and designer, someone who thought visually and valued creativity. His approach to the engagement ring reflected that artistic sensibility. Rather than following royal conventions about what an engagement ring should look like, he created something that spoke to their relationship and Margaret's individual character. The engagement itself was kept remarkably quiet initially. The couple delayed their public announcement because Princess Anne had just been born, and the palace didn't want competing royal news stories. This secrecy earned the engagement the nickname of Britain's best-kept secret. When the news finally broke, the British press was fascinated not just by the engagement itself, but by the fact that Margaret was marrying a commoner. Armstrong Jones had no royal blood, no aristocratic title, and no inherited wealth. He was a working photographer who had earned his place in Margaret's life through talent and charm rather than pedigree. The ruby ring became a symbol of their unconventional romance. While other royal brides wore diamonds or sapphires steeped in family history, Margaret wore a modern creation that represented love chosen freely, rather than arranged through royal obligation. It was a statement about her desire for a different kind of royal life, one that allowed room for personal choice and artistic expression. The story of Catherine Middleton's engagement ring begins decades before she ever met Prince William. In 1981, when Lady Diana Spencer was choosing her engagement ring from the selection presented by Gerard, she selected a 12-carat oval Ceylon sapphire surrounded by 14 diamonds set in 18-carat white gold. The ring cost £28,000 and came directly from the jeweler's catalog, meaning it wasn't a unique royal commission. This choice caused some controversy at the time, with critics suggesting it was too common for a future Princess of Wales. Despite the initial criticism, Diana wore the ring proudly throughout her marriage to Prince Charles. The deep blue sapphire complemented her famous blue eyes, and the design connected to Queen Victoria's sapphire and diamond brooch, given to her by Prince Albert in 1840, a piece symbolizing enduring love and devotion. Diana continued wearing this ring even after her separation and divorce, keeping it as a personal possession until her tragic death in 1997. After Diana died, her two sons were given the opportunity to select keepsakes from her jewelry collection. Prince William chose his mother's gold Cartier watch, while Prince Harry selected the iconic sapphire engagement ring. For years, Harry kept this precious memory of his mother. But when William fell in love with Kate Middleton, something remarkable happened. Harry offered to give the ring to William so that he could propose with the piece that had meant so much to their mother. This gesture demonstrated the strong bond between the brothers and ensured that Diana's memory would be part of William's engagement. When William proposed to Kate during a holiday in Kenya in 2010, he presented her with his mother's ring. Kate accepted, and when the engagement was announced, the world got to see the famous sapphire ring once again. For many people, seeing that particular ring return to public view brought back memories of Diana and created an immediate connection between Kate and her late mother-in-law. The ring's value has increased significantly over the decades. Experts now estimate it's worth between $400,000 and $500,000, though its true worth extends far beyond any monetary figure. It represents continuity across generations, the bond between two brothers, and the enduring legacy of Princess Diana. For Kate, wearing this ring means carrying a piece of royal history and honoring a woman she never met, but whose influence on the royal family continues to this day. When Prince Edward proposed to Sophie Rhys-Jones in 1999, he chose a ring that balanced tradition with personal sentiment. The engagement ring features a 2-carat oval-cut diamond at its center, flanked by 2 heart-shaped diamonds, all set in platinum. The piece was created by Gerard, the historic royal jeweler that has crafted engagement rings for multiple generations of the royal family, including Princess Diana's famous sapphire ring. The design incorporates several meaningful elements. The heart-shaped diamonds are an obvious tribute to romance and love, adding a sweet, personal touch to what might otherwise be a more traditional royal ring. The trilogy setting, featuring 3 main stones, is often interpreted as representing the past, present, and future of a couple's journey together. This symbolism has made trilogy rings popular choices for engagements across all social classes, not just among royals. Edward himself seemed quite pleased with the ring's impact. When speaking to photographers after the engagement announcement, he joked that people would need dark glasses because if the ring caught the sun, they'd be blinded. This lighthearted comment reflected the couple's generally relaxed and approachable public personas. Unlike some royal couples who maintain strict formality, Edward and Sophie have often seemed more comfortable with a down-to-earth style. The ring's estimated value is approximately $149,000, which places it among the more modestly priced royal engagement rings when compared to pieces like Diana's sapphire or Camilla's Art Deco diamond. However, value isn't just about price tags. For Edward and Sophie, this ring represents their partnership and the life they've built together over more than 2 decades of marriage. Interestingly, royal watchers have noticed that Sophie doesn't always wear her engagement ring. While most people wear their engagement and wedding rings constantly, Sophie has been photographed on numerous occasions, wearing only her wedding band. This choice has sparked curiosity and speculation. but it likely reflects nothing more dramatic than personal preference and practical considerations. Sophie is known for being hands-on with her royal duties and family responsibilities, and some people simply find it more comfortable to wear fewer rings during daily activities. Her choice to sometimes leave the engagement ring at home demonstrates that even royals can make personal decisions about their jewelry without it necessarily carrying deeper meaning. Princess Eugenie's engagement ring stands out for featuring one of the rarest and most unusual gemstones in royal jewelry history. When Jack Brooksbank proposed to her in Nicaragua in 2018, he actually didn't have a ring with him at the time. He simply asked the question, and Eugenie said yes. The couple then returned to London together to design a ring that would be uniquely theirs. The centerpiece is a Padparadscha sapphire, a gemstone so rare that it makes up less than 1% of all sapphires found worldwide. The name Padparadscha comes from the Sinhalese word for lotus blossom, and these sapphires are prized for their distinctive pink-orange color that seems to glow from within. The exact shade can vary depending on the lighting, shifting between more pink tones and more orange tones as the light changes. Jack himself commented on this quality, saying the stone changes color in different lights just like Eugenie, adding a romantic personal connection to the geological rarity. The Padparadscha sapphire in Eugenie's ring weighs between 3 and 4 carats and is surrounded by a floral cluster of diamonds. The design includes 10 brilliant cut diamonds and 2 pear-shaped diamonds arranged around the central stone, creating an effect reminiscent of flower petals. This floral motif adds softness and femininity to the design, while allowing the unusual colored sapphire to remain the focal point. Experts have estimated the ring's value at over £100,000, though finding comparable pieces is difficult given how rare Padparadscha sapphires are in the marketplace. Beyond its monetary worth, the ring represents Eugenie and Jack's 7-year relationship before their engagement. They met while skiing in Switzerland and maintained their relationship largely out of the public spotlight before announcing their engagement. The choice of such an unusual stone also reflects Eugenie's willingness to do things differently. While many royal brides have chosen traditional diamonds or the classic royal blue sapphires, Eugenie opted for something that stands apart from royal convention, while still honoring the tradition of colored gemstones in royal engagements. Some royal jewelry experts have noted that the floral cluster design echoes certain Victorian and Edwardian rings, suggesting there may be historical royal pieces that inspired this modern creation, though the specific connections remain somewhat mysterious. When Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi proposed to Princess Beatrice in 2019, he presented her with a ring that perfectly captured their shared interests and aesthetic sensibilities. Designed by British jeweler Sean Lean, the ring was created specifically for Beatrice, with input from both her and Edoardo about what they wanted the piece to represent. At the heart of the ring sits a rare 2.5-carat brilliant cut diamond that was ethically sourced, reflecting modern concerns about responsible jewelry production. This central diamond is flanked by 2 smaller baguette-cut diamonds, each weighing 0.75 carats. The tapered baguettes create a classic trilogy effect, while adding geometric interest to the design. Everything is set in platinum, with a 6-prong setting that securely holds the center stone, while allowing maximum light to enter the diamond from all angles. The design draws inspiration from 2 different historical periods. Edoardo has a documented interest in Art Deco architecture, which is characterized by geometric forms, symmetry, and streamlined elegance. Beatrice, meanwhile, has expressed her love for Victorian Romanticism, with its emphasis on sentimentality and ornate detail. The ring manages to fuse these 2 seemingly different aesthetics into a cohesive whole. The clean lines and baguette diamonds nod to Art Deco sensibilities, while the brilliant cut center stone and the romantic intention behind the design honor Victorian traditions of meaningful jewelry. The ring's estimated value exceeds £100,000, but its true significance lies in the thought and intentionality that went into its creation. While many royal engagement rings are either family heirlooms passed down through generations or traditional designs selected from royal jewelers, Beatrice's ring represents a modern approach. It was designed from scratch to reflect the couple's personalities and shared values. The choice of diamonds rather than colored gemstones also sets Beatrice's ring apart from many other recent royal engagements. While sapphires have dominated royal engagement rings in recent decades, Beatrice opted for timeless white brilliance. This choice emphasizes clarity, purity, and the enduring nature of diamond as a symbol of lasting commitment. These 10 engagement rings represent more than just spectacular jewelry. They tell stories about love, family, tradition, and personal choice within the unique context of royal life. From Queen Elizabeth's ring made from her mother-in-law's dismantled tiara, to Beatrice's custom creation blending Art Deco and Victorian influences, each piece reflects the personality of its wearer and the era in which it was given. Some follow royal conventions, while others deliberately break them. But all have become part of the ongoing story of the British royal family and its relationship with the public that watches, admires, and sometimes criticizes their choices.